If a defendant elects to have a blood test after their DUI arrest, the police then send that blood sample to their crime lab to have it analyzed for its BAC. In virtually every DUI case that I handle, I request a sample of the defendant's blood, and I have it tested and reanalyzed by an independent forensic toxicologist to confirm the blood test the police took. And on some occasions, there is quite a discrepancy between the BAC between the police crime lab test and the independent lab test that I requested. So why does this happen? Well, under the first explanation, you have to ask the question, does the blood even belong to the defendant? Now, I know what you're thinking. As obvious and as insane as that may sound, you have to remember, in a region the size of Southern California, there are thousands of blood samples being collected and processed every single day, and mix-ups, believe it or not, do occur. These are called chain of custody issues. This is where the blood sample vial moves from the nurse to the police, to evidence lockers, to crime labs, and in that time, that blood vial is switched, mislabeled, and lost all the time. But more commonly, a blood sample is contaminated from improper storage. So how does this happen? The first way is through fermentation. A DUI blood sample generally sits in a vial for a long time. So if a nurse who collected the blood didn't use the proper amount of preservatives, or if the blood sample wasn't refrigerated at a stable temperature, this is where things can go wrong. On a molecular level, what happens is the blood sample begins to ferment, which produces alcohol. And as a result, and as you would expect, fermentation causes a higher BAC level in the blood sample than what the defendant's true BAC was on the night in question. Another way in which a blood sample can become contaminated is through coagulation. For example, this can occur when the nurse who collected the blood sample doesn't use any anticoagulants. Over time, blood coagulates, which is the process in which liquid blood is changed into semi-solid lumps. For example, when you cut yourself and the blood on your skin begins to thicken, darken, and dry up, that's an example of coagulation. When solids form in the blood, there is less plasma, which is the liquid part of the blood that is reanalyzed. When there's less plasma due to coagulation, the level of alcohol proportionately increases. As a result, you're going to have a higher BAC level in the blood sample than what the person's true BAC was. So if the blood is contaminated, you can definitely make the argument that the blood test results are unreliable. On many occasions, I've been successful in excluding the test from evidence, which takes away a powerful piece of the prosecutor's case and can lead to reduced charges or even a dismissal.